Hello, boys and girls. Today it's cooking fun with Mrs. Clock. And this recipe was inspired by a book that we read last week. It was called, remember? Bumble Bear, The Beginning. And remember, this bear was on a lookout for honey. And so he thought of all these different ways that he could find honey. Well, that made me think, oh, I've got some honey in my cabinet, and I love to use honey for my recipe called No Bake Energy Bars. And I'm just going to hold this up here a moment, so if your family wants to jot this down. It's very simple. There's no baking. It's 1 cup of quick oats, half a cup of creamy peanut butter, a half a cup of chocolate chips, 1/3 of a cup of honey, and a half a cup of ground flaxseed. And that's optional because you may not have that at home. And a teaspoon of vanilla. And you're going to mix all these ingredients in the bowl. And then you're going to refrigerate it. And I won't refrigerate it. I'm just going to go ahead and mix it up and show you how to make it into balls. And then refrigerate the rest. So to make. It's kind of fun. It's really good. And it gives you some energy, and we all need energy, you know. So I've already pre-mixed our ingredients, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them in a large bowl. I've got 1 cup of quick oats. I'm going to set that in there. I'm going to do my half a cup of my ground flaxseed. Put that in. My half a cup of creamy peanut butter. Remember, ooh, I love peanut butter. We used that last week in our recipe. So I'm going to place that in the bowl. And it might not look very good, but ooh, it tastes very good. Set that to the side. Get my peanut butter off my spatula. Then we're going to take some honey. Just like from our story. Ooh, and I microwaved my honey a little bit because it was pretty hard. So I put some honey in there. And then our last ingredient is chocolate chips. And we used those last week as well when we made ants on a log. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to stir it up. You might have to use your hands. Ooh, make sure your hands are clean. And they're going to get sticky, but that's okay. So you're going to stir all the ingredients. And normally after you get it all stirred together, you would put it in the fridge so it chills to kind of get it cold. That way it's easier to make it into balls. And you're just going to make little round balls. Oh, not too big. And I'll show you. And if you look here, I've got most of my ingredients mixed in already. They mixed in pretty easily. And now that I'm done with that, like I said, I would put this in the fridge for 1 hour. And then I would come back and I'd use my hands and I'd make little balls, probably the size of kind of a little walnut. So just little balls, and I put them right on my tin foil. And then I'm all set for No Bake Energy Bites. Ooh, these are going to be good. And you know what I like to do with them? If I don't eat them, like within a few days, I like to pop them in the freezer. And then whenever I need a little bite, I can put that in. Oh, but Mrs. Clock did something. I forgot a really important ingredient. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to put that ingredient in right now. It was the last ingredient. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And do you know what's special about this vanilla? It's homemade by Mrs. Barnes. You know Mrs. Barnes, our other teacher? So I'm going to put that in. All we need is a teaspoon of vanilla. And that kind of gives it some flavor. So we're going to use her vanilla. I'm going to put it in and make sure mix it up again. And I'll even take these little bites and I'll put them back in and mix those up so they all have that yummy flavor. When you put vanilla in your cookies and things, it gives it a nice little flavor. So I'll go ahead and make some more, a few little balls, and then I'm going to refrigerate it. You don't have to make them very big, just little bite size. You don't need to bake them. You don't need to microwave them. They are ready to go. I'm going to hold up the recipe one more time. Wipe my hands here. Again, no bake energy bites. And I'll put that on there. If you have questions, let me know. I hope you get some fun baking in today. Or do something fun with your family. Okay, miss you guys. Love you. Bye-bye.